Hey everyone, thanks very much for joining me on today's video. We're going to be looking at the charts again. We've got some interesting news today. We've got silver up, but gold down. So we're going to be taking a look at the charts there. I've got 4 articles of news for us to have a look at as well. And of course, we will be taking a look at some cryptocurrencies as well. So stay tuned for that. Doctor Who straight in here, straight away. So what's up with the new live streaming rules? I didn't realize I had any rules. Hey, Doctor Who, how are you doing, bud? Anyway, so let's have a look. We've got 4 articles we're going to be taking a look at. So we've got gold prices could reach $2,000 by the end of the year, strategist says. Then we've got silver analysis, obviously support at 1492, resistance at 1510. And then there's also some bit of news here. Oryx Pan American Silver to negotiate new joint venture agreements. It's only a small piece of news there, but that was from a moment ago there on Kitco News. And then we've also got some interesting feedback here in regards to Bitcoin. Bitcoin disrupting banking. Deutsche Bank, it's got 18,000 jobs by 2022. So I'm going to be taking a look in regards to that because it might shine some light on the crypto industry. So we will definitely be taking a look at that. Let's Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker. How you doing? We've got Urban Silver Stacking, says XRP, Cardano, Tron, and Stellar. Health Babe, hey, Health Babe, you made it straight away off the bat. Hey, Stephen Heath, how are you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Thank you all very much. What do you think of today's bit of news? So we'll look at the chart. Let's look at the gold chart. So straight away, we've got the gold chart right in front of us here. What we have is we've got our lows marked. Gold price currently $1,396 an ounce. It's down $3. Call it three. Let's say between 330 and 350. That's about 0.25%. On the silver front, though, it's completely opposite. On silver is actually in the green. It's currently at $15.03, and that is 6 cents up, which is 0.43%. I've pegged up my lows on this uptrend here, so we can see here the lows have been touched, and then we had that sell-off in relation to possible interest rates not happening due to the job market feedback. But I know Health Babe also had something else to throw in there as well. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was in relation to something about the stock exchange, something like that. And then today we have a blue candle with quite a high top wick. So we might be seeing those profits getting slowly eaten into by the looks of it. But we'll have to wait and see. So the high for the day, silver the high for the day was 1512. And we're currently at 1503. So it has pulled back some, but still, hey. If it's in green, it's green, and it's up, it's up. So let's look at gold as well. So gold ended started the day at 1398, and it's 1396. So there it is, just about $3 down. So we'll have to take a good look at that. Interesting patterns here. I like the this downtrend, not really downtrend, but this similar pattern forming on this side as well, which I thought was very interesting. We got our moving averages here, so even with regards to that pullback, we're still above our moving averages. Let's have a look. Right, so we got SJ's Mixed Adventures is here as well. The Upa Girl, what's up, mate? How are you? I'm very well, and yourself? The Upa Girl, fantastic. Glad you made it. Let's have a look. We've got Health Babe. At Urban Silver Stacking, I don't blame you. I'm getting most of my silver ready. When the time comes, I will purge them. I'll purge them all. Doctor Who says Sal's Friday live stream was about the end of the live streams as we know it on the August the 1st. Yeah, I know it's definitely coming. I'm working on an alternative. We'll have to wait and see how we get on with that. We'll be taking a look at those 4 articles. So I'm going to get straight into the one about gold. Healthway says, Silver Limey, Silver Stacking is joining my purging silver movement. David Carlisle, that's Silver Limey 79. Just saying hello to me there. Hey, David, are you well? And Mike Wolf is here as well. Geez, I timed that well in regards to getting the live stream on. So, guys, thanks again for that. What's the issue on live stream? I don't know. I haven't a clue. Not really sure what all that's about. Right, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so we've got gold prices could reach $2,000 by the end of the year. Strategists say, and this is from CNBC. Stella Soon is the writer. So we got gold prices set to reach $2,000 by the end of the year. Predicts David Roche, president and global strategist at London-based Independent Strategy. Roche recommends investors hold gold in their portfolios alongside some European fixed income and US Treasuries. Oh, lovely! Look at that. Lovely gold bars. An employee arranges 1 kilo gold bars at the Perth Mint refinery. Lovely. So gold prices can continue to climb even after a hit multi-high last week. The global investment strategist said Monday. In fact, prices are set to reach $2,000 by the end of the year, predicted David Roche, president and global strategist of London-based Independent Strategy. Spot gold price is $1,422 on June 25th, their highest in more than 6 years. Last week, gold futures also were at the highest level of August 2013, reaching $1,417. Gold prices have been on an upward trend amid recent expectations of the Federal Reserve interest rate cut and heightened geopolitical concerns. Conditions that might weigh on the stock market, according to Roche. The Fed has no tolerance for pain, says a strategist. I actually believe financial markets are now poised to crumble like a sand pile, he told CNBC's Squawk Box. However, gold prices went down slightly on Monday, potentially responding to the United States announcements on Friday that it had recorded stronger than expected non-farm payrolls. That report tempered investors' expectation of a Fed rate cut. Despite that, which I just mentioned earlier as well, Roche projected gold prices would continue going up, partly because the international trade tensions will add to a negative sentiment of stock market investors. I think that trade conflicts with the United States is much far wider-reaching global conflict, which will undermine global expectations in the equity markets. Given that outlook, Roche recommended investors hold gold in their portfolios alongside otherwise European fixed income and US Treasuries. So there we go. There's a chart there, but we already have our own charts. What do you think of that? Does anyone agree with that? Do you reckon gold prices are going to reach $2,000 by the end of the year? So we've got about 5 months to do it. Okay, CNBC is smoking weeds with their talking points. No backup details at all. Can you scroll down to the bottom of the page and see if they have any references? Well, that was according to that strategist, though. David Roche. No, I don't see anything like that, actually, to be honest. Roche recommended. Yeah, not really much else really to back it up, but just other than that guy's word and sentiments. 3 subscribers without any videos. For some reason, I always catch ourselves live streams, but always miss everyone else's. That's probably, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a good thing for me. Thanks, buddy. Silver Mac, jeepers, hey man, how you doing? Haven't seen you around for ages. I hope everything is well on your end. People talk about that and like it is a myth to me. What's the issue on the live streams? Hey, Silver Limey, that's Silver Mac. Mike Wolf, jeez, we're up to 12 here. Wow, that's awesome. Silver Limey 79, that's what I mean. Where in the world they pull that thing out? Misinformation and misleading. I literally went on Gold News and I couldn't really find much, and I saw this and I thought, oh, you know, let's take a look and see what it's all about. I'll be selling all my gold when it hits 100 to 1. There you go. Health Babe, blended whiskey, really? I thought you were a second bidder. Hi Steve. Hey, hi Steve. How you doing? Hi Steve. Hi Steve. Show me a rich economist and I'll show you someone to listen to. Silver Mac, been busy working crazy hours. Jeez, 18 to 20 hours a day. Silver Mac, you got to take some time off, bud. You'll just burn out otherwise. Blended whiskey. Let's have a look. Health Babe. Lol. Hey, Whiskey. Hey, Blended Whiskey. How you doing, bud? Did not get the Spider-Man coin. Everyone's talking about that first issue. I think 2017 coin. How very interesting it was. I didn't get it. Obviously, it must be going up in value. Silvermac, I'm actually at work now, sitting down to eat. Okay, awesome. Well, I timed you for lunch there. Sub to his channel a while ago, and the man is a genius on gold and tons of other stuff or subjects. Cool. Right, let's look at the next one. So we got just normal silver analysis, not really much to write home about. I tried to have a look and see if there was any news at all, but I couldn't really see anything. So again, this is just a video, so we're going to be leaving that one for now. And then, yeah, Oryx, Pan American Silver to negotiate new joint venture arrangements. This was dated today. So what we have is we've got Kitco News bringing this out. Oryx Minerals Incorporated and a subsidiary of Pan American Silver Corp, have agreed to negotiate a new joint venture agreement for the Sandra Escobar project in Mexico. Oryx announced on Monday. Pan American, which is it's a Canadian mining company. It looks like probably they're expanding their projects there in Mexico. Have acquired an interest in the project from Canasil Resources under the 2015 agreement between Oryx and Canasil. Oryx said now Oryx continued. Pan American and Oryx have agreed to negotiate a joint venture agreement to replace the one from 2015. So it just sounds like an agreement here that's changed. The 2015 agreement will be suspended until either a new deal is reached or until December 31st, whichever is earlier. During the suspension period, the parties will contribute pro rata towards the cost of maintaining the Sandra Escobar project. Sandra Escobar project is located in the heart of the Mexican silver trend, midway between the mining districts of Tovar and Guanacevi. This trend hosts some of the world's largest silver camps and deposits, including Fresnillo, Guanayota, La Pitarilla, La Preciosa, Real de Angeles, and Zacatizas, something like that. Forgive the pronunciations, but cool. Yeah, so what do you guys think of that? $2,000 by the end of the year, you reckon, for gold? Currently, it's just struggling to get over 1450. I think $2,000, and once we start getting up to 1700, then we'll look at the 2K. So to me, it sort of feels like just throwing a figure out there and going, you know what, gold will reach 2,000. Yeah, not a problem indeed. Never mind the short-term hurdles. You know, it's like saying, yeah, silver's going to reach 100. Yeah, silver reach 100 just based on some guy's words. Grey Guy says, I see more than 2K. Awesome. Well, by the end of the year, Grey. Jeepers, that'll be fantastic. Silvermac says, you're welcome, bro. Thanks for the support. Hey, Silvermac, thanks for the sub. I subbed you back. There we go. That was just in response to that. But according to Stephen Heath, we might not be able to co-host after August. Yeah, I know. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens when we come to that, I reckon. Health Babe says, if the passive funds put another $1.5 billion into ETF, it might reach 1,500. Yeah, I think that's probably our first step, is to sort of get to that sort of level. This is a bit of interesting news. We've got Deutsche Bank. Obviously, they're letting go 18,000 employees, jobs by 2022, and that's the reason why they want to look into technology. So here we are. This is the article here. This is by, was it Julio Gil Pulgar? This is the Bitcoinist. It says here, the rundown. Deutsche Bank to invest deeply in tech by 2022. Christine Lagarde, Bitcoin and crypto clearly shaking the banking system. For those that don't know who Christine Lagarde is, she is the managing director of the IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund. Also, from the 1st of November, she's going to be the European Central Bank president as well. So, which is going to make this quite interesting. So, throughout history, the banking industry has always been vulnerable to a range of risks, but somehow it's been able to survive for over 3,000 years. I wonder how that is. But now traditional banking is increasingly under threat from geopolitical uncertainty, and most significantly from the advent of new technologies, including artificial intelligence in Bitcoin. As a result, behemoths like Deutsche Bank are now undergoing efforts to radically transform their business model. It's got here, invest deeply in tech or cut 18,000 jobs. So the new technologies may have already profoundly disrupted existing banking and financial systems. Some banks are taking drastic steps to ensure that they survive by trying to catch up on innovation. And interesting enough, I suppose a lot of banks out there have been ignoring the crypto market to a degree from their potential technology. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm sure there's a majority of them have just been we'll tackle that sort of when we get closer to it. And that's probably the best way I would perceive it. And now it's starting to catch on a bit. So now that's starting to take up notice a bit. I should say a lot more notice. Health Babe says 18,000 layoffs at Deutsche Bank. Yep, that's right. I remember when I said gold will hit 1,400. Folks said I was crazy. Counter me by saying it will be 1,250. That's pretty good, blended whiskey. The 1,500 is based on past projections, of course. Sucker for silver. Hey man, how you doing? Thanks for streaming. Always look forward to it. Fantastic. I love the feedback. And so there's a chance gold will hit 1,600 by year end. Probably. I'd say you've probably got more of a chance of reaching 1,600 rather than 2,000. But who knows, man? Blended whiskey. I was one of them that predicted 1,250, but never call anybody crazy for predicting 1,400, including you. Healthpick says blended whiskey. Why will it hit 1,600? Not UHB. Okay, so what we got? Most recent examples come from Deutsche Bank. Its management is aware that digital is on the rise. No getting away from it. Thus, in July 7th, 2019, Deutsche Bank CEO Christian Sewing admitted that 150 years after its founding, the bank now has to rebuild in order to survive. It's a very crucial statement. He says, thus on the 7th of July 2019, Deutsche Bank CEO, that's the top guy, Chief Executive Officer, Christian Sewing, admitted that 150 years after its founding, the bank now has to rebuild in order to survive. Incredible. The rebuilding will, however, only be successful if we fundamentally reshape our infrastructure. All of the cross-divisional functions supporting the businesses. To achieve the transformation, amongst other things, Deutsche Bank plans to invest 13 billion euros in technology. That's a massive amount of money. I mean, if you think about it, if you'd come into the space earlier on, you probably wouldn't be spending 13 billion. But it's obviously come to the fact that now they have to spend that money, that they have to invest a large chunk of money in order to maintain their business for the foreseeable future. So the reason why they have to invest 13 billion, if they'd started maybe 5 years ago thinking of this technology, they probably would have slowly started to build that up, maybe put 2 billion in, 3 billion, 1 billion, something like that. But now it's so drastic for them to change the way that they bank that they now have to invest 13 billion euros in the technology while cutting 18,000 jobs. Christine Lagarde, obviously that lady again from the IMF, she says Bitcoin and crypto clearly shaking the banking industry. Banks have always faced risks such as credit risk, liquidity risk, and interest rate risk. Problems can be triggered if a bank faces too many liabilities and lacks enough cash to satisfy those liabilities when they come due. It's interesting. I didn't realize, when you look at the bank structure, the bank is the one that's. I mean, I'd say if you get it wrong, there we go. And there's a perfect example of all the risks involved in a bank. Yeah, everyone thinks that banks make loads of money, but there's obviously substantial amounts of risk involved as well. So banks. So I'll read it again. So banks have always faced risk, such as credit risk, liquidity risk, interest rate risk. Problems can also be triggered if the bank faces too many liabilities and lacks enough cash to satisfy those liabilities when they come due. Very interesting. Silvermax says there has to be a correction soon between gold and silver, and that's another thing we're going to take a look at in a sec. I've got the gold and silver ratio, which I'll put up. Silvermax says, sorry, over will hit 1,600. Gold will hit over 1,600. And sorry, Silvermax says, sorry, over. I'm not sure what he means there. You might need to clarify that. Oh, there we go. He says silver will hit over $1,600. It's past gold. And he's got all these laughing faces. I don't think it'll come that close, no matter what. But it'll still be a good game. I reckon, no matter what the price of gold is, the price of silver is going to follow to a degree, and there'll be a substantial amount that everyone is going to make based on these prices that we're buying now, and in the near future, there is going to be some return, and we're all going to smile on that day when we're in the when we're out of the low prices, and we're all smiling, making money on our silver that we hold. I think even Health Bay will agree to that. Greg guy says, once people start jumping in on usually shoots up. Once people start jumping in, it usually shoots up. Bitcoin went to 18,000 on speculation. Why wouldn't gold jump to 600 on speculation? Blended whiskey, gold may go higher if the weather is bad. I will explain later. So Max is Silver Army 79. I've been stacking constitutional and ASCs like madman. Lately picked up 100 face and constitutional 2 rolls. Wow, man, geez, you're seriously stacking it, man. 2 rolls of ASCs and dos pesos. That's two pesos. That's a gold piece, if I'm not mistaken. Coinroll Craig is here. Hey, Coinroll, how you doing? These we're up to 17. That's fantastic. Health Babe, we got blended whiskey. Abmex wants 2K for the Seahorse. Wow, unbelievable. See, investment coins. I'll tell you what, if you guys can pick them up cheap, they're going to be worth money. Just based on that statement alone, just for that Seahorse is $2,000. David Carlisle just saying hello there. Silver Mac, I did pick up my first kilo. Congrats, buddy. I know I was thinking of at some point getting a kilo at some shape or form. From the Sunshine Mint Presses Bar. Got it for 15.25 ounces. Fantastic, man. That's great, Silverback. Craig, hi Health. Hi David. Sucker for Silver saying hello to everyone. Silverback got the 100 face for 9.86 per dollar face. Wow, okay. 35, but 35, but for the dos pesos. Okay. Mike Wallfellow, sucker for silver. Right, so let's look into this again. So here we go. Moreover, geopolitical uncertainties can also trigger an enormous financial crisis. Deutsche Bank estimates that the impact of the US-China trade wars have already obliterated over $5 trillion from the financial markets. So just those two alone, it's affecting the other markets out there, and they reckon it's probably affected up to $5 trillion worth in the global market. Very interesting. Usually the governments have been willing to rescue banks during the crisis, especially if they were big. The too big to fail systematic policies was highlighted during the 2008 financial crisis. I remember watching that. Did you guys ever watch that movie, Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps? I did see the original Wall Street back in the day, but there was another one with Michael Douglas and Shia LaBeouf, and that also highlights the 2008 financial crisis in it, which I thought was very interesting. So for those that haven't seen it, check it out. It's Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. But now perhaps the biggest threat to the banking industry is posed by the fact that your Bitcoin wallet is your bank. And this is what a lot of the banks don't seem to realize, is that eventually everyone's going to have their personal wallets. And as rollout begins with institutions, eventually companies are just going to bypass the banks altogether, and everyone's going to have their wallets on their phone. I mean, Samsung's already looking at a personal wallet built into their phones. I think it was the S10. So effectively, you get the phone, it's ready. You can start, you can start your own bank essentially. You don't need the banks anymore because everything's going to be moving to digital. And I don't think a lot of banks don't realize the potential of this. Never mind Facebook Libra. I'm talking about general rollout of and companies and businesses accepting some form of cryptocurrency. So whether it's going to be XRP or Bitcoin or Litecoin, eventually more and more uptake is going to happen in the retail industry, and you'll have, like those regional sites used to have, Bitcoin accepted here. Eventually you'll have cryptocurrency accepted here, and then you'll just be doing a quick transfer, 4 seconds. 4 seconds later, boom, done. I can't say that for Bitcoin, but I know there are some cryptocurrencies that allow faster transactions. But I mean, this is coming. But now perhaps the biggest threat to the banking industry is posed by the fact that your Bitcoin wallet is your bank. In this regard, Christine Lagarde, managing director of the International Monetary Fund, has already sounded the alarm. In April 2019, Lagarde told CNBC that cryptocurrencies and financial technology developments are clearly shaking the banking industry. And she added, "We do not want innovation that would shake the system so much that we would lose the stability that is needed." So obviously that's the reason probably why they're going to try and bring in regulation, obviously to help not shake the system to agree, but bring it in line. So regulation is what the system needs. That's how a blended whiskey says, "I hope they don't do away with banks. The tellers at my bank are hard." Yeah, so you can just imagine what this is going to do to coin roll hunting. You won't be able to do any more coin roll hunting if everything goes digital. I'm sure there'll still be banks, but there certainly won't be the number of banks that we'll see every day. You'll see the services becoming less and less, and probably if you were to go in, you'll probably have to request a box of $50. It'd probably take them a couple of weeks to organize for you. Graham Stacker says, "Did I miss the silver?" Well, we're going to go back to the chart in a minute, but silver's up, gold is down. M&M Prospecting is here. Fantastic. How are you doing? Welcome. Sucker for silver. Negative rates coming. Just wait. There you go. I hope that they don't do away. The quantitative easing is gonna nice is in the arse. Yeah. I don't think they'll really want to go down that route again, Silverback. The policies of Christine Lagarde is to continue to print and keep the negative interest rates. Well, I think even her, it's like I've said to you before. If they keep the same system, they're only going to expect the same result. So by just doing quantitative easing, it's not going to change the status quo in regards to how global growth is being affected. They're just going to end up in the same old trap of printing money, printing more money, and then printing more money. You're going to end up with that same scale. Bitcoin hunting, yeah. M&M Prospecting, probably start up a Bitcoin farm and start farming for crypto. A silver max sucker for silver. That is why I get more gold. That's why I get more gold, a silver, BTC. Okay, so he seems to diversify a bit for him. So I'm just going through there. That's why I get more. Graham Stacker saying hello over there. Blended whiskey. Later, everyone. Cheers, blended whiskey. Take care, buddy. Sucker for silver. I have doubt that they will go negative. If the Fed does, it will kill off the banking system in the US. No problem. Right. DD Bitcoins, lol. Right. Lagarde will continue to have a position of leadership in the world banking system. As reported by the Bitcoinist, she has been nominated as the new president of the European Central Bank. Interesting, it says nominated. According to the information I got, she is going to be nominated. Normally means that yeah, she's been nominated, for that position, but that doesn't necessarily mean she is going to be in that position. But the news I saw there said she's starting a job in November, so who knows? Most likely, many of the banks will start re-engineering their processes and reducing their large workforces. See, that's another thing as well. If you look at Santander, which is a bank in Spain, they've effectively closed the amount of branches that they use because they're using cryptocurrency. And I know they use XRP as one of their technologies that they use. So apparently, a majority of their customers there want to go digital, and that's the reason why that they've reduced the amount of branches, because everyone just wants to have access on their phone to all their banking. I mean, if you imagine how great and easy it would be just to do a quick transfer from your phone and instantly, let's say 5 seconds later, it's already paid for. It's like when you swipe with your bank card, and then the next day it only shows as being taken off your account. Well, this would come off immediately. You'd see the payment immediately. That's about Gramstack's Lime has been trying to get that free crypto, but it's not what I don't understand it, man. I actually put the new link in there. That's interesting, Gramstacker. We've been trying to get that free crypto, but it's not working. Well, just go directly to their website, Gramstacker. If you go to Coinbase, Coinbase.com, and then just follow the prompts there and get yourself set up. Sucker for Silver says possibly health babe, but in a deep enough crisis, people will pay for the safety of their money. Well, and that's effectively what is the rates are so low now that it's worthwhile just buying precious metals, effectively. Negative interest rates, right? Moreover, here we go. So you come ensuring, unlike most likely, many other banks will start re-engineering. Yeah, and the Deutsche Bank is doing. However, unlike during other financial or banking crises, this time Bitcoin is around to deftly handle the ensuing global economic crisis or slowdown. Moreover, folks, it's been shown pink slips in the traditional financial services industry will find an opportunity to start again with jobs paying in BTC. That's interesting, which they can hold as a real robust store of value, and also use and also can be used for payments. And there's also there's another link here as well. How do you think Bitcoin technology will continue to disrupt the digital banking system? Let us know below. I'm not going to look at any. There we go. But there you go. There's the reactions in regards to the faces in regards to this. So we got 76% are very happy with that. 7% are unmoved. 5% are amused. 12% are excited. No one's angry. No one's sad. So there it is. There, Bitcoin disrupting banking. Right, let's look at the gold-silver ratio. So there we go. That is the gold and silver ratio. It is down to 92.83, and that's only because silver's in the green today. So obviously, for gold to benefit from, or the higher the ratio, the more the price of gold goes up. Obviously, when we see negative, that means the silver price, well, either gold price has fallen, silver price has strengthened. So we have a little red candle today. So the ball is in silver's court, if you can call it that, at the moment. But obviously, it's still pretty high, though. It's 92.83%. However, there's a massive uptrend. If you look at that uptrend for the gold-silver ratio, it doesn't show any signs of breaking just yet. It's like a little blip, like one of these little red candles here. That marker there. We've got to see consistent red to see any sort of downform or a downtrend. Silver Wolverine, bank branches are closing by me left and right. I know people who work at the bank. Banks no longer want people in the branch unless they're getting a credit card or investments. Well, there you go, Silver Wolverine. Exactly what I was saying. And I mean, I used Santander as an example because they have closed a lot of their branches down because their customers preferred digital banking. The additional walk-in banks and that. It's the same thing with a lot of the shops. A lot of the shops now are moving to more online. Well, e-commerce is probably what they do because there's less feet of people walking into shops anymore. So a lot of people are turning to buying online, which is fact. Probably one of the main reasons why Amazon was so successful. And then all the other big retailers started to look at online. Graham Stacker, I would let my customers buy in BTC if they wanted. Sucker for silver. It could be. It could be a battle between the Fed and the US bankers. We'll see how that unfolds. You could be right. I don't disregard the possibility of negative rates. Sucker for silver. I just sent some BTC in trade for some silver. My first use of BTC. Decided to try it out. And I believe that is the BTC price for buying. I think it is better, if I'm not mistaken, because the transfer is essentially lower. It's cheaper. Don't forget, sending digital currencies or digital crypto is cheaper than you sending money from your bank. The fees are astronomically low. I was going to say astronomically high, but they're exceptionally low when it comes to what your fees when you're transferring crypto. So let me know on that, Sucker for silver. Was the Bitcoin price cheaper? Health Babe says Silver Wolverine. Yep, they need to create more credits for more debt creation. More liquidity need to be injected into the stock market. That makes sense for the banks. Certainly does. Okay, so we got gold and silver ratio, only 2.83. Excuse me. We're going to be looking. Okay, let's look back at silver and see if anything's moved. Okay, we're still in that sort of range. We're up. Silver's up 6 cents. We've got a green candle here forming. It's within its moving averages. So if you go, it's being overbought here. We've had a bit of a pullback to a degree, and then obviously that announcement, big adjustment in the price. However, I think that is probably going to be corrected. Once that interest rate cut happens, we're going to see a recovery in regards to precious metals in general from pricing. If you look at gold, gold is down just under $3. $2.96, $2.98, somewhere around there, to $1,396.49. There's a small candle forming over here, obviously red, quite a high wick. Went up as high as around 1407. Still looking good though. You can't. I mean, the charts here speak for themselves. It's still a relatively good-looking chart. Yes, there has been some sideways movement and some selling off, but again, it is still an uptrend considering where we were here. We were at 1431, which was the 29th of May, and this is where we are now. That's just under $1. Right, so silver, let me look at platinum. Okay, it looks like I closed the platinum bar, so we're going to get into that now. Let's look at palladium in the meantime. Okay, palladium. Still a very nice looking uptrend. There we go. You can obviously see, I don't know if there'll be some sideways trading now, or if we're going to see a pullback adjustment, because we've been having a substantial amount of buying here, and then we've got a red candle today. But again, the numbers not really too much. We're a stone's throw away from that high. That's all it takes. It's about $55 away from that high. Keep an eye on that one. So currently overbought in regards to it. So are we ever going to see some sort of pullback? I guess we'll have to wait and see. When I mean pullback, I'm talking something like that, not to that extreme, but I think at some point someone's going to be doing some profit taking if it can't get above this level. And you can see it there. There appears to be some resistance. Resistance about 1570. Not really much resistance. So 1575. Well, just needs to get above that, and then we can talk. Let's look at platinum. So we're in. If you work, sorry, Silver Wolverine says if you work for a bank, you need to reinvent yourself. Banks will be rare soon. Well, funny enough, it's funny you should say that. On that article for Deutsche Bank, there was a gentleman's name tag, and it said something on those lines, which was quite funny. So it's convenient that you said that, Silver Wolverine. I love the gold and silver. I love the gold to silver ratio. Graham Stacker says palladium is crushing it. I know, it's mad. Let's have a look. Platinum 813. It's up $6. Okay, that's interesting. Platinum, similar in regards to silver there. Boom. That was recorded there on Friday's video when we had that rather large correction. It looks like it tried to catch up, and then it looks like it's trying to catch back up. So I'm not sure on what sort of level here we're going to end on, but looks like we're seeing some resistance at this level, which is 1820. So platinum really needs to get through 820 in order for us to sort of move up higher. These are the daily charts. We will just take a look at the weekly. Okay, that is the weekly chart for platinum. Okay, that's interesting. That was April 22nd. There we were about 900, and then we've sort of come down. So it's a matter of just clawing our way back up. Looks like a small uptrend forming in regards to that. It looks very interesting. Look at that. But again, it could be something like this too. And then you have a big dump. So we'll keep an eye on that. Bit of an upward trend forming there. Let's look at gold. Again, we're going to take a look at gold on the weekly. Gold looking good on the weekly. Wow. Let's have a look here. Graham Stacks, Palladium's crushing. He says, yes, the ratio is sweet right now. Silver Wolverine says, Healthblade, did you see my Norway coins I uploaded today? I need a couple of them. Look like washers. Silver Wolverine. Yeah, I've seen those ones with the holes in. Where did you get those from? Yeah, you had the 20 krona and the 5 krona, if I'm not mistaken. Silver Wolverine. Okay, we're down. Well, we're up thereabouts, about 11 people watching. Okay, so on the weekly, the gold chart looks fantastic on the weekly. Let's start at there, 27th of June. All the way up. That looks good. Let's look at silver on the weekly. Okay, upward trend. There's that long sort of downtrend which we had to face. Bottom there at 14, but it looks like this bottom is around, was that 14.30? We're about 15.03. Cool. Not looking too bad. Something to build up on. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going. Expecting silver back up at those prices there. That wasn't that far ago. 11th of June, $17 silver. Anyways, okay, let's look at Palladium. There's no point actually having a look at Palladium on the weekly, but let's give it a shot anyway. Palladium on the weekly. Wow, look at that. That is an awesome chart. It all started here, 6th of August. Wow, I think you'd be very happy with that sort of return. If you'd got in at the in August last year, look at that. Who knows? Would you have been a bit shaken about that? And then it kept going, almost at the top. Right, let's look at Bitcoin. BTC to USD. Okay, that's interesting. I've got Bitcoin and I've got Ethereum, so we're going to be looking at Ethereum, which I thought was very interesting. Yesterday it popped, and I tried to find out some news, but I couldn't really find anything. Has anyone got Ethereum that's currently in the chat? Maybe Healthbabe can help me out with this one, but I couldn't find any news in regards to that. So perhaps sentiment's just back for it, and it's pumped up. But Bitcoin's looking good. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, we've had this pop. Was it yesterday? Popped up there, and then it's holding in this position here. And what's so interesting is we've been so used to these pops, and then you get trading up and down, up and down, up and down. But then when you look at these volumes, the volume's not there in comparison to these here. So I reckon this could be the start of something. And the next move, I reckon, is going to be breaking that 12, and I don't think it's that far away. 12,000. Okay, let's look at the daily. There we go. So we're having a nice correction. We're back up to this level here. We just need to break that 12, maybe 12, smash it with 12.3. Somewhere around like that. That's what I'd like to see, because the same thing happened. If you look at this level here, look what happened here. This was about 11,782, and then it exploded all the way up here. I'm not saying it's going to be doing the same thing. Hopefully, believe me, if it does, I'm down. I want to make sure I'm going to be taking profits at that angle there. But resistance is going to be that level there. If we need to break through that. But short term wise, I reckon it's going to just be a matter of time before it just kicks up to 12.3. Hey, Coin Collector. Coin Collector, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Silver Wolverine, Health Babe, did you see my note? Oh, yeah, that's what we saw that. Looks like Health Babe's probably listing, or I think she's at work currently. So got to run into the LCS for some more silver. Well, thanks, Graham Stacker. Take care. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seeker says just burn the ETFs and watch silver and gold take off. Yeah. Sorry, I hope you guys can still hear me there. Right, so okay, we got 9 watching. Coinbase says good, thanks. Just to let everyone know that Royal Mint UK is doing free giveaways every day. That sounds fantastic. I think I need to check that out. Just drop the link there, Coin Collector, if you want. Is doing free giveaways every day this month. Oh, okay, must be some kind of birthday going on there. Right, let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is pretty much in the same boat, but again, when we haven't got that. Let's have a look. We'll go back on the daily here. Okay, so there we go. We've got that spike, and again, it's looking good. Second day, still in the green. We're maintaining that level, so I think we're going to be going up to the 320 mark soon. We're going to go up to 320, and hopefully we're going to be retesting this this level here relatively soon. So it certainly is looking like it's primed for something. So we could be in for something special here for those that have got Ethereum, and likewise Bitcoin. Bitcoin price at $11,888.88, currently up $413, which is about 3.6%. There's some trading going on. So if you've got a trade view, you can obviously take a look here. Bigfoot Silver Hide and Seek. It says, I just can't bring myself to buy crypto. It's like I'm fighting a fatal attraction out on the date. I'll tell you, Bigfoot, there's no harm at all in having some kind of diversity. I believe in diversity. I diverse everything myself. So when I look at my investments, I try and diversify and reduce the risk. That's the whole point. I'm not saying, look, you need to do your own research, of course. I'm sure you have your own reasons whether you want to or not, but crypto is coming into our everyday lives, so it's a matter of time. So whether you look at it now or down the line, you know, it's entirely up to yourself. But I mean, this is extremely interesting what is happening here. I like picking up a rattlesnake and carrying it around, waiting for it to bite, waiting to get a bit. Cool. Oh, there we go. Conflict just put that link there, so make sure you check that out. We'll definitely take a look at that once we're done here. And look at that. The G20 leaders reconfirm cryptocurrencies does not currently pose a risk. We're definitely going to be checking that out. That's going to be breaking news. Ripple boost. ECB changes to White House. Links will XRP recover. Let's go take a quick look. Okay, so XRP is another cryptocurrency market. So we got the G20s reconfirm cryptocurrencies do not currently pose a threat to the monetary stability. The G20 leaders reconfirmed in a post declaration following last month's summit in Japan. Okay, this was posted 13 minutes ago. Cryptocurrencies do not currently constitute a threat to monetary stability. It says the G20 leaders have reaffirmed their previous stance towards cryptocurrencies in a post-summit declaration following the G20 summit in Osaka. G20 leaders stated that cryptocurrencies do not currently constitute a threat to monetary stability. They added that the technological innovation can deliver significant benefits to the economy. Furthermore, the participants welcomed the guidelines set by the Financial Stability Board and other standard-setting bodies, encouraging multilateral responses when needed. In addition to their determination to comply with updated Financial Action Task Force, anti-money laundering, and countering terrorism financing standards for cryptocurrencies. Fantastic news. So there you go. The G20 leaders reconfirm cryptocurrencies do not currently pose a threat to monetary stability. And then we're going to take a look at Ripple here. Doctor Who, Bitcoin. How about Pickle Rick Coin? Do you have any pickle Ricks? Hey, Doctor Who. Right, let's have a look. So here it is. This is Ripple Boost. ECB changes to White House links. Will XRP recover? Ripple XRP retesting 40 cents. Stable in the last day. Change of leadership at the ECB could be supportive to Ripple and blockchain in general. Christine Lagarde will take over from Mario Draghi, which I've mentioned earlier in another article, the head of the ECB. As a blockchain and a crypto believer, her entry is significant. On more than one occasion, she has been quoting several DLT technologies, including Ripple. She's also had Ripple in regards to a lot. She's been, whenever Ripple has, I think there's been, whenever the IMF have had anything abound in regards to Ripple, they've had them there, and they've always, she's always been present whenever she's been there. Sorry. Right. The entry of is Christine is a fresh breath of air, participating in particularly significance for the crypto community. Blockchain as emerging disrupting technology will be more visible during her tenure. It's easy to see why. Let's have a look. M&M prospecting, got to run. Absolutely. Well, thanks for stopping in there. Keep well, my friend. Doctor Who Health Babe. I got the 10 Sen coins. They're awesome, Doctor Who. Those Sen coins, really, really fantastic. Let's have a look. Aside from being one of the top brass, openly acknowledging crypto and blockchain, she's particularly keen about Ripple and related products, although she advocates for proper regulation, which I mentioned earlier there, labeling fitting laws as a pillar of trust. Her support and enthusiasm for Ripple is bullish for Ripple. In more than one occasion, she's been quoting, asking banks to innovate or die, singling out the power of Ripple and the circle. Furthermore, the fact that Ripple's management team are globe trotting with friends in high places, as in the White House, helps in with their agenda. Earlier, the former chief marketing strategist Corey Johnson said Ripple is in constant communication with officials at the Trump administration. What does that mean, guys? Are we going to see? We're going to check out the XRP price actually after this. So even so, Ripple's objective is not to compete with Swift. The latter is the market leader with more than 11,000 global banks using its network, as per the Marjan Delatina, former Swift employee and global of Ripple's global head banking. The global payment platform is preferably complementary to existing rival systems. Okay, well, there we go. They're just a candlestick arrangement in regards to XRP. They just go and talk about XRP. So let's take a quick look at XRP and see how it is doing. You might see some sort of recovery to a degree. I wouldn't say recovery, but I'm sure we'll see some price action. I'm just trying to find out whether the original. So I'm just looking for the. It might be this one here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so let's take a look at XRP. There we go, XRP dollar value. So let's have a look at stacks and stuff. Says, hey there, Graham Stacker. But I feel you. It's still crazy. Hey everyone, S&P's here. Just turned up. Hey S&P, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Bigfoot, I'm just taking my budget for silver for 1 month and putting that into crypto. Not a ton of my dollars, but if I lose it, it's all not so devastating. Look, again, guys, when you're investing in any form of investment, just invest money that you're prepared to lose, and don't take money out of your usual, your salary or something like that you're going to need in 2 weeks' time, because it can burn you. So always invest money that you're prepared to lose. There we go. Stacks and Stuff says he's on his break. Wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, certainly appreciate that, Stacks and Stuff. How are you doing today, man? It says you're obviously working, so things go well today. Oh, there we go. M&M prospecting's got to go as well. Well, M&M prospecting, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Bitcoin. How's about Bitcoin? Right, so XRP is currently 40 cents a token. It's currently in Excel motion. That might change their technicals. So let's just see all my windows here are all open. We're going to take the coin market cap and we'll do a wrap up. Right, XRP. There we go. It's currently under its moving averages. We might see a turnaround for this. We'll have to wait and see what the next candle is, but that's on the daily. It's green to begin with, so as you can see there on the daily, we've seen obviously in the last few days it's an uptrend forming. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We're going to move on the hourly, and again we've got on the hourly format we have a nice uptrend forming. Are we going to have a breakout? That's what XRP needs, is one of these right now. This was on the 6th of July. It's a nice trend, but unfortunately there was lots of selling pressure. It couldn't maintain that, so immediately started selling. So perhaps now that sentiment has changed a bit, if we have one of them, might push us up to about the 42.5% level. We'll have to wait and see. Hi Steve, I don't understand crypto, but Hi Steve coin is currently trading at $100 if anyone wants to buy some. Hi Steve, that's hilarious. Graham Stacker, if I lose it all, I'm just going to blame Limey. You'll be doing nothing of the sort there, Graham Stacker. I've got a disclaimer there in the description. But just these are my personal opinions in this video. This video could also be seen as entertainment. Don't forget about that. Okay, so we're currently at 40 cents, just over 40 cents currently. So everyone's going to be waiting for some sort of movement. Funny enough, a lot of people tend to say the XRP is it's the last to move, but it's also the first to move whenever there's some sort of or one of the first to move whenever there's a downtrend or retracement. I've been watching the charts quite regularly, and yes, it is slow, but when it starts to go up, and then for instance you'll get a drop in Bitcoin going all the way down, it immediately drops. So I'm not sure about that. It last to move. It just sounds kind of lazy. It sounds like a lazy coin. But I hold XRP, so I'm waiting for the big one. I'll have to wait and see how we get on there, but otherwise not looking too bad. Okay, so we've read that one already, and we've got XRP, we've got Bitcoin. Bitcoin 18,876. Ethereum is priced at $307. I got into Ethereum, it's about 285. So I'm currently at about, what's that, 20? I'm about $30 up, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm holding though based on what I'm seeing here, so I haven't sold it because I haven't seen a deep retracement. Very similar to these candles here. So when you get strong buys and then immediately strong sell, then you got to buy and sell, then strong buy and then straight back down. So based on that, I'm going to keep a close eye on it though. I know when to sell. I would never, says Graham Stack. Right, let's look at see if silver's moved much more. So let's have a look. Silver is currently priced at 1503, so it's gone up about a cent since we last spoke. So 1503. On the weekly chart, it looks good. The hourly chart as well. Just bring it up a bit. Although we've had, like, the last few hours, there's been some selling. Hopefully we can maintain this sort of track here and trade in this level, then pop on through. Maybe try and get to 1520. Ideally, the 1510, 1512 is going to be resistance. So keep an eye on that. Hopefully we can break through those. We can keep momentum going, but it's all about interest rates. So the moment we hear about interest rates, will depict whether it's going to drop or rise. Gold currently 1397. It's closing. Could well be in the green soon. So $1,397 now, still under 1400. Clearly resistance about 1440. Is that 1408? Somewhere around there, just on the short term. But otherwise, gotta say, it still looks good. Palladium, of course, still looking great. Look at that. It's been on a fantastic run. It's keeping that momentum going. So hopefully we can break new highs. We're not that far from that new high record, and everyone wants to break new highs. Platinum as well. Let's have a look. We're $817. We're up 10. up $10 so far, so not looking too bad either. That's on the weekly. Let's have a look on the daily. Nice uptrend. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Keep on going. Keep on going. 820, 830. We're back up to that level. It'll probably take a while, but still, hopefully we can get some garner some spikes. But looking good as well. And there's the gold to silver ratio, 92.93. Any questions, guys? Before we come to an end, but before we do, if there's any questions, let me know. Look at the crypto market in general. So we're going to refresh this page. We're going to get an up-to-date market cap, and we're going to look at 24-hour volume as well. You saw it was 69 there. Let's see where it is now. Okay, so market cap 336 billion, 522 million, $262,960. You've got a 24-hour volume of 69 billion, 234,660,318. Bitcoin dominance is 62.9. First place, Bitcoin. Market cap 211 billion. Price at $11,892, up just under 5%. Good up, nice uptrend forming. We've got Ethereum with 32.8 billion, the lead altcoin, as I refer to it. 24-hour volume, still looking good at $307.52. Currently up 2.69%, and XRP just below the 40 cent on coin market cap at 17 billion as the market cap. And then we got Litecoin at 7.5 billion. Price at $120. Current volume is 3.5 billion, and that's up 1.67%. And Bitcoin Cash, $7.3 billion market cap, $812 per token, and that is up 1.87%. Crypto, do you know why platinum has been doing so bad? No, I wouldn't say bad. There's probably just been where that market correction, it reacted to the possibility of interest rates not being cut due to the better job market data, and that's the reason why we had that fall, which matches with silver. Even if you look at silver, at that we also had that drop, and even gold. If we have a look at gold, not really. Sorry, that's on the weekly. There we go. That's the reason why we had that drop there. So it's, precious metals react to to what's happening in the market. Simple as that, really. So whether there's good news or bad news, it's the way it reacts. It's kind of like counterbalances. So you'll have good news on one end, the price goes up, and then bad news, and the price goes down. Good news, the price goes up, and that's the momentum that we seem to have in the market. If I lose it all, that's right. Well, guys, it's been fantastic. Let's have a look. It's been a fantastic hour. Yeah, just over an hour long. Did you guys catch my videos uploaded on the weekend? I had the last Coinwall update video, which I think yesterday was fantastic. I showed you the actual, the top 5 coins, but missing one. The 2 dragons piece from the Perth Mint I actually don't have, but I was able to show you the other 4 coins, and it's been a pleasure doing that series. Great responses. It was actually 11 episodes, not 10 episodes, because the last week's episode was episode 10, but just a phenomenal feedback from everybody. Hey, Modswat, how you doing? Graham Thanks says, gotcha. So yeah, it was great to put that video up, and then we had the shout out video on Saturday as well with those 5 channels. It was an absolute pleasure to shout them out. And that pretty much, oh, hang on, S&P says, I ate crypto and gold came out. Everyone, that's interesting. Modswat says he's tired. Luckily my sinuses are not playing up too much currently at the minute, but again, thanks for everybody for watching. We're up to about 17 people there, which is fantastic. Precious Metals update, eh? So, well, I mean, everyone in the chat, how you doing? Yeah, we're just about finished here now. Precious Metals update, but no problem. You're welcome to check the playback. That's some great news there. You have to check it out. I wouldn't say in regards to precious metals, but more for crypto. But there was a bit of news there from a strategist in regards to gold, where his thoughts are. I am back. Just talk to my coworker. Oh, okay, no problem. Well, I'm all finished here, health babe, and I really appreciate everyone who drops in. As I say, there's not many channels. I haven't come across any channels that dedicate their time just to this, so it's an absolute pleasure to do it. Also, it pretty much gets me excited. So that's absolutely cool. So again, thanks for everybody. I see there's some comments there. It says Gramsix says thanks for the great stream, Limey. See you tomorrow, everyone. Hi, Steve says enjoy your analysis. Enjoy your analysis and commentary, Limey. Have a great day, all. Well, thanks, hi, Steve. Thank you very much for that precious metals update. Is it over? Unfortunately, you missed it. You missed it earlier there. So hopefully you'll catch the next one. Health Babe says, "So Wolverine, I have not seen your con. I'll check it out later. Thanks for the heads up." But Robbie Nasher says, "Hello, Limey. Missed the live chat. Just in for work and watch the rerun." Okay, cool. Well, please do, Robbie. Really appreciate it. Always good to see you. Robbie's from Ireland. Actually lives in Ireland. It's good to speak to you. Health Babe, as usual. Thanks very much for that. Really appreciate you all. Just some shout outs. We've got Health Babe, Robbie Nationalist, Precious Metals Update, David Carlisle. We've got Mud Swat, hi Steve, Graham Stacker, David Carlisle. We've got Graham Stacker, Stacks and Stuff. We've got SMP, Stacks and Stuff, Doctor Who, Bigfoot, Silver Hide and Seeker. Great to see you all. Well, guys, thanks very much. Don't forget to watch my other videos if you haven't seen them already. Click on, go to my home page. You'll see the 2 videos there, Coin Wall and the shout outs. Thanks very much, and appreciate you all, and hopefully see you probably tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, and wherever you are in the world.